splendid until the day it began, when the heavens opened and pretty much everybody drowned in mud. It was like a rock festival. But it was the beginning with Dan Madsen, who created the whole thing. And it was the beginning that brings us here to Essen today. And hopefully you got it right this time.
Well, I think so. I think this is a testament to that, the fact that you're all here. Thank you so much again. And of course, Ian McDermott, you were at Celebration last year.
I was, yeah.
And with your busy schedule, you made quite an impact when you came last year. And that was your first Celebration, is that right?
Yes, it was great.
What was that experience like?
I'd never experienced anything like it, really. The dark side coming to Florida was quite an experience in more ways than one. It was just great to see so many people who loved the movies, and I was quite overwhelmed by it. And I dare say I'm going to be overwhelmed once again in continental Europe.
That's fantastic. And of course, you have also been to many, many celebrations. What is it about Celebration in particular that is so special? It is a premier Star Wars event. Lucasfilm is here, but you've met so many fans.
I think it's purely that the fans come from all over the world. It doesn't matter where you have the celebration. It can be in the States, it can be in Europe, it could be anywhere. And the fans will come, as long as we've got this formula. The fans will come, they will say, you talk to them, they save up money to come and enjoy them themselves, talk to the people and thoroughly enjoy themselves rather than having a vacation. You know, some people are that inclined. You know, they'd rather spend 3 days, say, in Florida or wherever it is, than go on vacation, because
it is a vacation.
It is a celebration.
Yeah. True to its name.
It's pure celebratory, and when you think about it, it's unique that no other movies have even been done this way before. So it's unique in that respect. It's beautiful.
Absolutely. And Warwick, you're a stage host this time around. Anything special you have planned that you want to mention? What's going on the main stage with Warwick Davis?
There's all sorts going on. We've got a huge venue there, so plenty of seats for everyone to come and see the show. It's got some great guests on stage, many of whom are sitting up here with me now, and Anthony Daniels. So very much looking forward to kind of the unexpected as well. I mean, of course, we'll be chatting to all the guests, and I'll be finding out, what the fans want to know. But at the same time, we're going to have a bit of fun with the guests as well and do things that they won't expect, and also the audience won't expect as well. So, look out for something quite different this year than you might be used to at previous celebrations.
So be sure to check out Warwick Davis on the main stage. A lot of surprises coming, a lot of fun with the guests. Jeremy Bullock, you had a lot of fun on your way here. You participated in Caravan of the Force, something called Caravan of the Force, in order to raise money for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. I wanted to ask you about that because you all rode into town yesterday, right? And can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yes, well, this is the dodgy one. Ah, there we are, thank you. No, we started off from London a week ago and we decided to take the 2 cars down, a Caravan of the Force. So we stopped off with Holiday Inns that sponsored us. And so it took a whole week to get here, but it was an adventure. Sometimes not quite the right venture, but it was terrific.
Changing sides of the road as you drive,
yeah,
different countries.
But it was well worth it, and it was fun to do. I'd never do it again.
Well, did you ever think you'd be up here after 30 years? This is the 30th anniversary of Return of the Jedi. And here in 2013, it's hard to believe that 30 years ago that movie came out. It feels just like it was made yesterday. What are some of your fondest moments of Return of the Jedi now that you're looking back on that movie? Did it feel like the end? Did you know that you would be here in 2013 having this press conference with each other?
Well, for me, it was just the beginning, in a sense that it was the first acting role that I'd had, the first feature film I'd been in. I mean, I went into it as a Star Wars fan, as a child of 11 years old, having seen Star Wars and Empire and loving them, and then there I was on set with my heroes, really, in the shape of Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher, and Anthony Daniels, and they were all there, and it was just the most amazing experience. And little did I know it would lead on to a career in acting, but yeah, I would never have thought that we'd still be celebrating that film 30 years on. And and it just still seems as popular as ever, if you know what I mean. Star Wars is not something that's going to go away anytime soon. It just builds and builds, and you know, events like Celebration help us to realise that and to celebrate the films, of course.
And Mr. Daniels, of course, you have the notable mention that you are the only actor who've been in all 6 Star Wars films. Return of the Jedi, I mean, you experienced all of them. What was it that was unique about Return of the Jedi for you?
Return of the Jedi was a lot of fun because we had some magical locations as well as being in Elstree Studios. And there were other things that for 3PO, you know, he's been kicked around all through these films, he's been torn apart, he's whatever. But finally, and people say, what is your favourite line from the movies? And it's the point, you know, Han Solo was pretty mean to 3PO all the way through. So actually 3PO's favourite line was, as Han Solo is hanging over a cooking fire with the Ewoks. I mentioned it.
Thank you. You said the word Ewok.
Yeah, I did. Sorry about that. But 3PO, Solo says, so what are they saying? It appears, Captain Solo, that you are to be the main course at a banquet given in my honour. 3PO loved that. But he loved being king of the Ewoks, didn't he? Yes.
I think
he worshipped me.
Well, we did worship you. I think we were seriously kind of off track there, though. Yeah, very, very misjudged there.
And also, the road to Jabba's palace actually is my favourite scene, and I'll tell you why. Because R2-D2 is totally silent during filming. It makes whirring noises or whatever, but there's no beep, 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 or anything. It's put on afterwards. So very early on in filming, when I was getting confused, saying all my lines without any kind of reaction, I said to George, who was over there, George Lucas by the camera, could somebody, like when I finished speaking, could somebody make a sound like beep or something, just to say I finished my line, and then I replied. So, could they say beep? Oh, well, sure. And so we started again. Where are you going? But what makes you think that you're being R2-D2? Is that all right? What makes you think that there's settlements over there?
Squeak, squeak.
No. George went beep, and it was awful. It was useless. So from then on, but when we were on the road to Jabba's palace, and I told this story many times, I was rehearsing by myself, and suddenly I hear beep, 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 and there is George, like this, behind me, because he was very happy. For him at that time, it was the last movie, and I've never seen him happier until the other day.
That's great. Well, I want to open up to questions from the press. I want to give you an opportunity to ask questions of our cast here. Let's see, where are we setting up? Where's Miles? Setting up, or just maybe we just do a raise of hands. Just do it from your seats. Right here. No, you right here.
This isn't going to work, is it?
No. Anyone? Questions?
Chap in the blue shirt here.
Oh, there you go. Right here in the front row. Go ahead. You right here in the front row. Yeah. Oh, let's see. Let's get you on mic.
Hi.
Oh, there we go.
It's an honor to meet you all. I'm Paris from RTA Television. You're here in Germany, maybe for the first time, so what kind of feeling is it for you? Going around the world and spending these great conventions like Star Wars Celebration, and entering now Germany, and we'll be meeting maybe 30,000 fans this weekend.
Yeah, it's nice to be here, isn't it? I think it's great that it's quite central in Europe, isn't it? So people can come. It just allows more people to come to see the event, to be at Celebration, from further afield. So far my experience here has been great, and Germany's been a very nice host to the event so far. So yeah, but I haven't seen very much of it. I mean, Dusseldorf Airport's very nice, and the hotel's very nice, and the convention centre's very nice, but that's the experience so far for me. But it's all been great, thank you.
2 years ago, I think, and I can't remember the city where we performed Star Wars in concert.
It was Oberhausen.
It was where?
Oberhausen.
Absolutely, it was Oberhausen. And I learned to say Willkommen auf Kriegerstern in concert. Yes, that's about all the German I can speak. But the audience was stunning, because all my words are translated as I speak into English. But the level of understanding of English, as in this room today, is phenomenal. Now, obviously, 3PO would understand any language that you would care to speak. Unfortunately, I don't. So I'm very grateful that you all speak English. But the other thing that came up during those concerts was the age range. 3 generations of Star Wars fans. You've seen this too.
Yeah, yeah. And George has always said, that the first 3 movies, are loved by many people, but young kids would like the 3 prequels more than they would. And it's absolutely true. And what's extraordinary about it is they seem to get younger. 4-year-olds and 5-year-olds of my acquaintance seem to be, yes, you're not on the microphone, so you can't contradict me, Hanson. They seem to get it and are as excited about it as our generation was all those years ago. And I rather thought that, with the fast movement of movies and digital technology and all the many blockbusters around, Star Wars might seem just a little bit old-fashioned. But the reverse is true. More people seem to find it more exciting than ever, which is great.
One of the things, if I can add, because it comes again out of Europe, is Lego. Lego Star Wars has so entranced the younger generation. And the stories through animations, whether it's Clone Wars or the Lego cartoon films that we do, children so relate to those images and stories. And as they grow up, they come into the films and so on. And I'm glad to say that for both of us, I really regard this as being our pension plan as we get older.
Well,
that these young kids will grow up to have kids of their own.
Right here. Okay.
Hello, good evening. Well, I suppose it's fair to say that Star Wars Celebration is a huge event, especially for the fans. Some prepare a year in advance, and to them, the celebration means a lot. And now you're here in the celebration.
Upstairs, it's standing, but it's a deterrent for anybody trying to take anything from our house, because it slightly moves every now and then, so I feel quite secure. Thank you.
I've got one pet hate about signing things, and especially little Pez dispensers, which are that big. You've got hands that big. Have problems. But fortunately, I've developed a technique where I put chili on one foot and pig meat on the other, and most people are pretty happy with that. So that was my first nightmare when someone came out and said, "I want this signed." I went, "Oh."
Well, I love signing Pez dispensers. And Lego figures, it's brilliant. The weirdest thing anyone's got me to sign is sort of part of their body. I don't know whether any of the other guests here have had that, but they might have a tattoo or something of your character, and then you have to sign alongside it, and then they will then go and get that tattooed on there as well. So that's like, it's normally an arm or a leg or something like that.
I was going to say that, you've stolen my line. I did, I'm afraid, refuse to sign somebody's arm because they got 3PO there, and please would I do that? And I just felt queasy about this, so I said no. So,
have you ever been confronted with somebody's tattoo face to face? I once had a fan walk up to me and he said, "Do you want to see my tattoo?" And I said, "Do I have a choice?" And then he literally pulled his shirt out like that, and I was face to face with myself as Willow sort of peeking out of his trousers there. It was quite disturbing, seriously. So yeah, that was the most one of my most memorable fan encounters I had.
Did you have to sign it?
No, I ran. And he was taken away by men in white coats shortly afterwards, so it was all fine.
Let's see who's next. Right over here.
G'day gentlemen, Daryl from Australia, DJ. And just wanted to ask Ian, you said at the last celebration that if anybody, you would be unhappy if anybody else played the Emperor. Now, of course, we can't talk about sequels. Can we talk about the Darth Plagueis book? Have you read that? And would you be open to doing spin-off movies?
Yeah, well, we all know about the books and the movies, and they run alongside but don't directly relate to the movies themselves. But it's a good story, and I've always felt, although George never gave away any secrets, that the Emperor probably had a very interesting private life early on. So I've been privately speculating about that because, when you build up a character, you sort of imagine various things that might have happened. But as he is solidly evil, I don't intend to go into them with you here. But I think all the characters in the movies have backstories, and rumour is that one day some of them might be followed up. So here's hoping.
Anyone else? Let's see. Where's Miles? There he is.
Anybody?
Anyone? Oh, you guys are going easy on us up here. Oh, right there.
Hi guys, Mark from Northern Ireland. This is a question I'd like to ask anybody who's a Star Wars fan, and you guys obviously fall into that category. I have 2 small kids, and I'm sort of introducing them to Star Wars now. What order should we watch the movies?
I ask myself this on a daily basis.
Well, just before I came to Celebration, being the host, I thought I'd better brush up on the films again. And I watched them with my family, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which I hadn't done before. And it was quite an interesting way to watch them, and whatever order you choose, it does present quite a different experience, I think. And I had heard that wasn't there somebody that devised the correct way to watch them, was certainly not in number order, and it wasn't even in sort of original trilogy, then prequels. There was sort of, you do one, and then you skip a few, and you go back and things. Does somebody know about that?
4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 6, or 4, 5, 3, 6 is the variant there, I suppose.
In Star Wars in Concert, I told the story from episode 1 through to episode 6.